nandito na ulit ang inyong bida, may pinasaya, magbibigay sa inyo ng ngiti at ligaya. Kamusta kayo dyan? Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, all over the world. So, my outfit for today is Tigre. Bakit Tigre? Kasi ang mga tao ngayon ay mababangis. Alam nyo, ang tigre, kung musuko, grabe. Alam nyo ba, ang tigre, ang kamukha niya sino?
At ang bako na galing tusok ko sa puwit. Visit kayo.
Wow! Nakakahiya naman, no? Pwede may panawagan ako kay Pangulong Duterte. Pangulong, wag naman sana itusok mo sa puwit. Kasi kawawa naman yung mga, yung mga ganun. Baka magkaalmoranas. Diba? So, siguro, Pangulong Duterte, nahiya naman ako sa'yo. Pwede wag naman sa puwet. Pwede sa kilikili naman. Diba? Para lumabas naman yung mga power. Pero ako, tingnan ko, wala akong amoy sa kilikili kasi kumpleto ako sa mga gamit. Meron akong tawas, meron akong Feel and Fresh, meron akong Dove na Rexona, diba? So, maganda siguro na unahin muna turukan dyan, itusok sa kilikili ng mga gobyerno, dyan sa gobyerno, diba? Kasi ngayon, Year of the Tiger. Alam niyo ba, na ang tigre, kung mamaak, grabe. Una ko niya pamaak ng mga tao na nasa gobyerno, kalang mga kurakot. Diba? Kain tayo, mga palangga, apple. Ito, apple ni Eva, mga guwapa. Diba? So, well, mga palangga, huwag tayong may stress kasi tutusukan daw tayo sa puwet yung hindi mga bakunado. Kawawa naman tayo, baka naman tayo magkalmuranas, di ba? So, Pangulong Duterte, mas maganda, sabi ko nga kanina, itusok mo muna dyan, sa mga gobyerno dyan, di ba? Kasi maraming mga gobyerno hindi lang isa, maraming ngayong kabida. Di ba? Kawawa naman kaming mga pobre, di ba? So, di ba maganda pa rin ako kahit mukhang tigre? If you like this video, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Number 1, Buenos Dias, Pilipinas. So ngayon po mga kaibigan at mga kapatid, tapos na po tayo sa patawa. Ngayon naman ay patungo tayo sa seryosong usapan. So ngayon po, ating panoorin at pakinggan ang investigasyon tungkol kay Secretary Duque.
Reports came to my office that there are private citizens calling your attention. I think they filed a complaint before your office. Hindi ko alam kung dumating na po sa inyo. It's about certain staff in a hospital in Subic who were tested positive by the PRC laboratory in Subic. They are all vaccinated staff of the hospitals. And because they doubt the result that they became positive, they have themselves retested on September 6. Nangyari po to September 3. After 3 days, they have themselves retested in another facility. And 44 out of the 49 false positive, Mr. Chair, nag-negative silang lahat. Meaning to say, there is about 90% error in the laboratory of the Philippine Red Cross in Subic. Anyway, I'm not going to expound on this. I think my colleague here, Congressman JJ, will expound this kasi mukhang nakaka-alarma po yung considering our need to be very accurate in our data. Mahirap po ito kapag hindi na ninyo na ayos ito. Are you aware of this, Secretary?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I have with me the actual communication coming from a complainant but who has requested for anonymity. But I do confirm that there is that complaint, which is being investigated now by the lab network headed by under Assistant Secretary Nestor Santiago, whom I believe has already relayed to the RITM to do an evaluation or an assessment of this complaint.
Nabanggit po kanina, and I request for Secretary Duque. Secretary Duque. Mabilis lang naman to. Secretary Duque, it was mentioned that a certain individual filed a complaint about the results that happened in a PRC laboratory in Subic. Can you confirm this?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there is the complaint.
Can you enlighten us in this matter, Secretary? What are the details of this complaint?
Well, the letter has been sent to the DOH and in particular to the lab network headed by Assistant Secretary Nestor Santiago. The gist of the complaint is revolves around a particular lab in Subic Bay, Freeport. This pertains to the Red Cross test that was done on September 3, 2021, where 49 hospital personnel allegedly tested all positive. And then on the doubts of the persons who were tested because of a huge percentage of positivity, they decided to have themselves retested by another laboratory in the medical city, Clark. This was done on September 6, 3 days after the first test. And out of the 49 personnel, it is alleged that 44 of them tested negative. So the complainant was asking that the DOH verifies these numbers, and which I have instructed the lab network and the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine to validate these numbers. But that is the gist of the complaint, Mr. Chairman, Your Honors.
Secretary Duque, if this number of false positives will be verified and proven authentic, would you consider this alarming?
Well, that is now the subject of an investigation, but normally that is an outlier. The percentage of positivity at about 89% is certainly out of the ordinary.
Kasi, Mr. Secretary, Mr. Chairman, I just want to continue the line of thinking, no? Ang laki po nun. 44 out of 49 tested positive, but when they retested, dahil hindi nga sila makapaniwala na positive sila, lumabas negative naman sila. Ang dami po nun. Ngayon, the mental anguish, anxiety, and stress caused to those individuals cannot be explained. Ang mas malungkot pa dito, Mr. Chairman, kung yung 4 na pong yun ay hindi nakapagpa-retest at napilitan mag-isolate na hindi naman pala sila tunay na positibo sa COVID-19. Mr. Chair, I would like to stress this point because Secretary Duque, 14 days isolation is no joke. And I do understand that 14 days isolation is necessary for those who are truly tested positive. So we really need to look into how the testing is being done, especially if these testings are being paid for. binabayaran naman natin yung pagtitest. So dapat ang makuha nating resulta ay yung totoo naman. Kasi dito tinitingnan natin na patuloy na tumataas yung bilang ng mga COVID positives natin. How sure are we? How sure are we? Now, they were lucky enough to have themselves retested. Mr. Chairman, for the record, I know of 2 other individuals who went through the same mental anguish, had themselves tested, lumabas positive, hindi sila makapaniwala kasi hindi sila lumalabas ng kanilang mga tahanan. Nagpa-retest sila same day, negative. So again, Mr. Secretary Duque, just to end my point, and I'm thankful that DS Johnny Pimentel allowed me for my rejoinder to the point mentioned by our dear colleague. Paano naman po kaya yung mga kababayan natin who cannot afford a re-swab? May mga quarantine facilities tayo na para lang magpa-quarantine, kailangan po silang magbayad. So dito, nagbayad na sila, mali ang test result, nagpa-quarantine sila, magbabayad na naman sila. Ano po ang opinion nyo tungkol doon, Mr. Secretary? At sa palagay po ninyo, ano po ang dapat nating gawin?
Kanya nga po kanina, akin pong binigyan din na ang investigasyon ay isinagawa kaagad ng Department of Health at saka ng RITM. So, ito po ang very technical procedure of the investigation is handled by the Research Institute for Tropical Medicine. Unless the results of the investigation come out, no, ay mahirap naman po akong magsabi na ito na yung conclusion dahil wala pa naman po tayong resulta. So as soon as the results of the investigation come out, then we will submit. We will give this,
Congressman Suarez.
yes, we will submit this, the consolidated evaluation that will be undertaken by RITM will then be forwarded to the Health Facility Service Regulatory Bureau that will now make the determination what will be the sanctions, if any, but more than that, what will be the corrective action. Because all these laboratories are important in our overall pandemic response. And what we would want to happen is to assist all laboratories, whether this is national government or local government or private laboratories, because they're all important in our pandemic response. So that any deviation of results, such as this complaint, must be carefully looked into by our investigating bodies, such as the RITM and the Health Facility Service Regulatory Bureau.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.